There's something spiritual and scholarly about photography. For me, there are two inroads to this work. For me, one is the spiritual. I deeply believe that what we do as image makers is spiritual because we are created in the image of God. And then what we do as image makers, we actually make images of the image of God. That is inherently spiritual. Then there's something cerebral about this process for me, that it's about how my mind, my heart, and my soul work together. And so therefore, I am a scholar of photography. I'm a student. And this book, Picturing Frederick Douglass, an illustrated biography of the 19th century's most photographed American. Why is this book so special? Because this is where it all began for me in terms of really seeing the liberative power of portraiture photography. Frederick Douglass, as early as 1861, he's lecturing on photography. In this book, 3 of his first lectures on photography are here. He's the first scholar to begin to think deeply about photography. He begins to see photography as a tool of liberation. He begins to see photography that what it does a number of things. One is it frees the person in front of the photo, in front of the camera, to see themselves. It also then simultaneously frees those who engage those images of the image of God. Here we are in the midst and throes of the Civil War, and Frederick Douglass is lecturing on images and sitting for his portrait to be taken because he understood what that representation meant. It was inherently liberatory, freeing. And so what I do in my work is I study these images. And I believe in studying images, it then informs how you see and how you create. It becomes a part of my spiritual formation that then speaks to my creative pedagogy, my creative prowess, and it informs the work I co-create with those who sit in front of my camera. Because Douglass argued that only an African-American photographer could truly capture an African-American. And that's deep when you think about it, right? Because I think what Douglass is saying is there's something about the relationship, the spiritual and communal connection between the person behind the camera and the person in front of the camera. So this work helped me understand the very ethos and foundation of my work. That is, I'm always co-creating with the person who sits in front of the camera. There's a spiritual, relational, communal, and familiar connection. And I got that from this work. So I highly recommend this book to be one of the critical books in your library to study both Frederick Douglass's words and the power and beauty of the portraits that are in this book. I'm Dr. Rappatsui Watkins, the scholar with a camera, saying, go and make something beautiful.